If you want to get into a courtroom with me, it's going to be fun because we're going to be there for months with all the receipts that I have based on what I'm alleging in the Southern District of New York. So let's go.
Wrapline. Kristy McCann spent 20 years inside HR, change management, mergers, the unglamorous machinery of how companies actually work. Then she did the thing 20 years in HR teaches you never to do. She started a company. She called it SkillCycle.
I left HR to essentially start my own HR tech company because I was tired of Silicon Valley bros creating HR platforms for me and not asking me or other HR people how they should be built.
She wasn't just the founder. She was the first investor.
So I started Go Coaches Bootstrapped. I put in $500,000 in 2018. I made good money as an HR person.
And she knew a bad deal when she saw one. She'd walked away from plenty.
I'll never forget the one investor, like he sent me a term sheet 4 weeks later after he said that he was going to send me one. My name was misspelled. My company's name was misspelled. You know, the terms that we talked about were not the terms in the term sheet. And then he tried to gaslight me like, oh, I never agreed to them. It's like, you know what? You're done. I'm not taking your money. And then he actually goes, you're just pulling the woman's card. I'm like, I don't know what cards you have in your hand right now. I'm like, this is not a woman's card. This is, you're a liar and you're not going to gaslight me and I'm not taking your money.
So when the next fund came along, she did her homework. Crunchbase, PitchBook. She called other founders. But this one looked different. This one looked like it was built for someone exactly like her.
So the bad actor that I'm alleging in the Southern District of New York, they came in underneath an opportunity fund, which is for diverse founders like me, female, women, minorities, what have you. I did, vetting of them that they weren't really known. It was known as Panoramic Ventures.
What came next? She lays out in a federal complaint filed in the Southern District of New York. She has a name for the pattern.
They've essentially, were running what is known as loan to own, which is a predatory way of essentially, doing what I'm alleging in the claim that they're removing board-approved tranches, that they continue to pound down the valuation.
By her account, an 80% stake became roughly 4%. And then she was out. But here's what she keeps coming back to.
I was upholding the entire time my fiduciary responsibility to the company because it wasn't about me. It was about the company, the coaches, the employees, our customers. And I was just trying to find a way. I knew what I built was great. I don't steal bad companies.
BIP Ventures and its principal haven't answered the complaint in court yet and didn't respond when the Wrap reached out for comment. The case will take its course, but Kristy didn't come on Wrapline to relitigate it. She came on to tell other founders what she wishes she'd known.
Number one, make sure that any founder that's out there, if you're putting money in your company, make sure that that money is underneath founder preferred shares and leave it go. Let it be that. Don't let an investor try to convert you over to common. Also understand their DPI. Investors are just a middleman. It's not their money. It's the limited partners that have the money. And they owe these limited partners, usually within 5 to 10 year sprints. And understanding how much they have invested back to them, is understanding their overall debt per ratio, what that DPI number is. And that's a big deal because if they're not returning funds to their LPs, they're probably a weak VC that has a lot of debt and, possibly want to use your company as a personal asset management strip, like I'm alleging in my complaint.
She's already on to the next thing, a venture fund of her own, and a short list of companies she's betting on.
I'm going to build again, and I will never sign up with another VC because if this is what they're doing so that they can collect management fees and that they're using companies as personal asset management strips, that's ridiculous. That is not innovation. That is a Ponzi scheme.
That's Kristy McCann, the first guest on Wrapline. We'll be following the case, and you should be following her. For The Wrap, I'm Mike Wood.